Hello friends, here with the Lonesome Gamer, and today I'm playing Lobotomy. Now this is the second video. I think we've done 2 turns until now. Our goal is to pick up this incense here, then bring it here to these haunted altars, one down there, the other one up here, and then we can exorcise these altars, and then we can start our second scenario. And yeah, that looks kind of easy until now. We made it here in front of the chapel. We're going to be a little careful that the warden won't show up exactly when we try to take these incense markers, but it should be pretty easy to avoid that. Allison is running around down here. Maybe she can try to get some items. And apart from that, no big monsters are on the board. Maybe the guardian here, down there, but he won't move. So therefore, at the moment it looks all pretty easy actually. So first player marker goes to Markus Dieter, and he's got 3 actions. Now the warden is at 3 at the moment, on space number 3, which means at the end of the turn he will probably move out here to 4 and then to 5. So there should be enough time to simply move 1, 2, 3 spaces, and there he is. And Ridley, well, she will do a similar thing. She simply moves 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, and that's it. So no big surprise here. And yeah, now it's Allison, and she will try to open the door. That is her first action. So she flips that marker, and this is now a locked door with a value of 2, which is pretty simple. So she can try to open that lock, and when she reveals that token, she has 1 free attempt to do that. And she does that simply by rolling against her imagination value. She's got an imagination value of 8. So she rolls 8 dice, and a 4, a 5, or a 6 is a success, and she only needs 2 successes. So that shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, no problems at all. So the door is open. This one is removed. And now she's got 2 more actions. So yeah, she will simply enter this room and then move in here. And this is it. Now we got Cameron. And Cameron can also try to open the door. He's got 3 actions too. So he will also reveal the door. Okay, that's tough. That door is barricaded. Oops. Now, there are basically 2 ways to get rid of these barricades. One is you spend an action, and for each action you spend, you can remove 1 barricade. The other one, which will not be possible for Cameron, is to use an item, like for example here the lobotomy spike. And you can place these hammer markers here, and that is actually not an action. So you simply can place hammer markers until this thing is open. So you kind of use up the item, but then you can open the door without using actions. And I think you can also combine that, so that you place, for example, 1 hammer and spend 2 actions to open the door. Right now, Cameron, because he does not have any items, he will simply use his last two actions to try to remove barricades from the door. So I'm going to place two markers here, and then in the next turn he's probably able to enter there. Okay. So that's then the hero's turn, and we continue with the movement card for the monsters. So again, we have no event this time, and we see a blue token here, and let's see here. Door tokens will be put on the door spaces of rooms containing characters. So in this case, that door behind Allison will be closed, and I'm going to choose a random marker for that. Okay, I worked through the card. We have a door here. We spawned a new memory shrine over there. We moved the monsters, and turned out that these monsters will actually move to Allison. She's the closest character. Nobody is in line of sight, so they all move down here. And then we got to spawn a new elite monster because of that blue star here, and that will be a little girl. So this is the miniature for that, with a knife. We see where she shows up. That's not good. That is not good at all. That is 1/6. Now that completely sucks, because that means she actually shows up exactly here, completely out of nowhere. And that means also that she will attack. I mean, this is really spooky, right? She was somewhere here behind the altar and then just showing up and attacking Ellen D. Ridley. Pretty bad situation for her. Okay, so how does that work? Well, first we roll in which way she will attack. Okay, we got these 1 to 3 or 4 to 6. So I think 1 to 3 is not quite as bad. Now, of course, it's a 5. So she attacks with 6 dice. That means it's a ghostly attack. And that means it's also this frozen thing. And the frost attack. Now let's see what that exactly all means. I think ghostly, if enemy is non-ethereal, its defense is 0. Well, sadly, that is then the case. In addition, we have frost. If at least 1 damage is dealt, the enemy is frozen. A frozen character loses 1 action to discard the frozen token. Okay, now let's see if we have any where we could use the escape velocity. On the other hand, I don't know, it's a defense, but it costs 1 action. So I think we cannot use it. Yeah, I think it's not possible then. Usually you can use defense abilities if you get attacked. For example, this one here, you are immune to all attack effects this round. That would be possible, but yeah, for her, because it costs one action, I'm pretty sure that won't work. So I guess she has to put through here. Can he help her out? I don't think so. Well, okay then. She has to take that attack. No defense. We got 6 dice. She will hit on a 4 or higher. And a few seconds ago it was all looking so great, and now right out of the shadow steps that little girl and attacks with her knife. Oops. Okay, that was not too bad actually. That was a 3. I'm not sure what that thing was. Let's place it here. I don't really remember actually. So that wasn't too bad. That's only 2 hits. We take a frost damage. Still, I was afraid it would have been worse. And then we lose 2 life points, which we're gonna place here. Now the problem is still that we cannot get away from this space, but we might use now our escape velocity, which probably will give us the option to run. It's going to be hard to fight that monster with a defense of 3. We'll see about that. I don't want to hang out in this chapel for too long as this warden is also there and the slasher or the scavenger. This is a pretty bad area to hang around. The bad point is that all the entrances are blocked. Here we have the mental patient. Well, actually, she could ignore this guy with her monster's mother ability. But there are also doors here, and also I'm pretty sure she cannot get out of there. Oh boy. Maybe she... shit. Yeah, that's not looking good. Okay, we'll see. Yeah, let's see. Player token goes on her. The good thing was that the warden was not activated this turn. There is no symbol here for him, so he probably will move out in the next turn. So we have a little bit of space to act here. That's kind of interesting. I realized I got this. This monster has this ethereal ability, and she can walk through obstacles and walls, but it also means that characters can leave spaces with ethereal monsters on it, except they are ethereal themselves. So that is definitely pretty cool, and therefore we can simply move away from her. Now, first I got to okay, first I got to remove that frost token. Yeah. That's my first action. Excuse me. Then as a second action, I'm going to pick up this incense here. We definitely need this. Okay, so we carry that now. And now we got 2 actions left. I'm not sure what to do here. Well, space you arrive on. Okay, so here's the thing. This Flame On is a pretty good attack. It gives us 7 dice. We can use it on a range of 2, and it's a fire attack. So that means it will reduce the enemy's defense value, and the defense value of that girl is 3. But she's got that avoidance. Now, I think that is also not a good thing. Avoidance. Shit, it's not written here. Come on. Shit. Okay, so for every single damage that we would deal to her, we have to roll a die, and that 4 indicates that on a 4 or higher the damage will not be applied. So it's going to be really hard to kill her. I think I prefer to run away from her then. So my only problem is right away this guy, because I have to move 2 spaces away from her. I mean, I could move more into this direction, but then I would kind of be trapped here. So maybe I should use the escape velocity. It costs me an action. Now I got 2 actions left. Okay, so if I move here 1, 2 spaces, and if I then use the escape velocity, I could move 2 more spaces, which brings me then down here, and I gain a +2 shields for the round. I think that might be worth it. It's a little risky because then we have to deal with this guy, but if we work together, maybe we can do it. Yeah. Okay, I think I want to do it that way. It's not perfect, but... So now we come to, for the first time, to these skills. So the first thing I want to do is actually... I'm going to move 1 space here. And now I got 1 action left. And I can use this action now to activate that skill. So what I simply do is, I place another marker here, and I place it now on the highest white dot, or on the dot here in the white area, which is a 5. So there we go. Now at the beginning of every turn, I can move that 1 space down. So in 5 turns it will be available again. This is called the cool down. And if I kill a monster, I can also activate one of these cool down, or I can also move one of my cool down markers 1 space. Now, I can also use these sanity, and that allows me, for example, to add extra defense dice or attack dice. And if I do that, I would have to place markers here. And if I end up here in a 5 or 6, it says +1 cooldown or +2 cooldown, then I had to place this marker here on the 6 or maybe even on the 7, so it would be harder for me to cool down and to reuse these special abilities. Well, what I don't understand is how I calculated that I'll come out here. That does not make any sense at all. I started in there, so I picked up, oh no, it's true, I picked up the incense. Then I moved one space. I had to remove the frost. So now I'm at 3 actions. Isn't that so? I removed the frost, 1 action. Picked up the incense, 2 actions. Moved out of the space, 3 actions. Did the escape velocity, 4 actions. So now I can actually move 2 spaces, and I want to move right here to this guy. I think that's okay. I have a defense of +2, so I'm pretty optimistic that I can survive an attack of him. It's a little risky, but I think it will be okay. Okay, so now it's him, and he has, no, it's not true, it's Allison now. So she's in there. So with her first action, she's gonna, that's cool, she's gonna find some medicine. And that's what she needs to do her special attack, and that is sertraline. +1 to attack roll for this turn. Sadly, it's only 1 charge. Still. And now she's got 2 more actions. So now she moves here. And now she's at the same space with a memory shrine. And what she does now is she reads that memory. So she removes that shrine that costs her an action. And then she draws a card from her personal memory deck. And that is a memory strip 5. Not every moment in the asylum is miserable. A stray puppy appeared one day, and it has been cheering up the patients ever since. You go to play with it, but discover that someone has put sharp objects in his food. The dog is shrieking loudly, while you struggle to get the needles out of his tongue and mouth. The noise is alarming other patients. They will assume you hurt the puppy and beat you senseless. Okay, so she has to do a imagination test, which is with 8 dice, should be no problem for her. And she made it easily. No, actually, that's not true. These 8 dice things, that's something you do when you search or when you open doors. But in this case, you have to roll 2 dice, and you have to be equal or lower than your imagination value. So that's a little harder, but no problems here. Okay, so that means that no danger from that memory. We can collect that, and if we have 2 memories, we can trade them for one of our skills. There are 2 personal skills left, and we can then take one of them. Okay. Now it's the cat. And the cat is 1, 2, 3, 4. So she is not allowed to be more than 5 spaces away, but she's still fine. So she can open that door with one action, removing the last barricade. And she enters with the second action, and with the third action, the cat will search that locker. Okay? So we flip this now. We've never done that before. We flip that, and now we got to do a search test. So we again use our simulation value, imagination value. We roll 6 die. 4, 5, or 6 is a success. And then we can trade our successes for these items here. A weapon would be 5 successes, equipment and medics would be 3 successes each. If we cannot buy or trade this, then a monster would spawn. A mental patient here. That is just enough. We got 3 successes, so we can either buy equipment or another sertraline or another medicine. And I'm going to take a medicine here because I want to help Allison. And this is trazodone. Recover 1 sanity. That's also a pretty valuable option. Sadly, also 1 charge only. Okay, and that's then Allison's and Cameron's turn. Well, actually, I should place that item with Cameron and not with Allison. Now it's Marcus. He's going to pick that incense. And then he's got 2 actions left. Okay, so yeah, I think he simply wants to move 1. I mean, that personal only is actually a pretty cool ability. That would be pretty awesome. Move 3 spaces in any direction, ignore monsters, gain +2 for this round. That is really cool. So that was my first action. Now 2, 3, and then I could activate that. 1, 2, 3, but then I have to face this guy. But I got an see, I could simply move in this direction. What about these guys? They will end up here. That's also a problem. I think I want to open that door. Try to make my way out of here. Yeah, I think if we work together, it shouldn't be too hard to kill these 2 guys. So yes, I will also activate my personal only ability. Costs me another action. So that means I picked it up. I'm going to move 1 more space, and I'm going to activate that ability. I can move 3 spaces then. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can ignore monsters. Got a +2 defense. That should be good. Okay, so that's then the end of the hero's turn. And then we draw the next monster card, and let's see what we had. He demands blood. The warden moves one space forward on the insomnia track unless players sacrifice 3 plus the number of characters in blood total. I think I can live with that. Until now it's not too bad. So that means the guy will move one space forward. That means he moves here. And then he moves an additional space because of that. So that brings him then here. But I guess that's okay for now. Okay, then we got the green star. What does that mean? Randomize a slasher on the board. If 2 haunted spaces have been exercised, a maximum of 3 slashers can be on the board. Well, the handicap for 3 heroes is that there can only be a maximum of slashers on the board equal to the number of haunted altars. So therefore, we got to randomize one of these guys. Three space 5, so there we go. This is a slasher. This guy here. And he shows up in this space here. That's not so terrible, I think. But he's pretty quick, pretty fast, 2 spaces movement. And he is dangerous. Okay, and then we will also spawn these 2 monsters here. Because that was not like one of these blue stars that didn't spawn a monster, because blue stars always spawn elite monsters. That was something special for this scenario. Therefore, we still have to spawn these monsters. At least this is how I understand it. So we got a scavenger showing up at space 2. I hope that's not too big a problem. Well, before we do that, actually, we have to move the guys, but we can place it here and remember that we then have to move them. It's definitely not a good one. And another one shows up at 412. That is a mental patient. Oops. That is... oh, that's also not great. Okay, that was pretty unlucky for me. So we got to move the monsters now. Not the newly spawned ones, but the others. Well, actually, this guy, I think he will move right away, if I remember that right from the scenario description. Okay, now it's getting more and more crowded and difficult here, especially in this area. And so first, the scavenger will attack Ridley. He's got a +2 defense value. That means she's at 3. But the scavenger has the precision ability. So that means if he rolls a 6, then this will be a hit. So he starts with 5 dice. Okay, so that 5 is cancelled by the defense, but the 6 is a hit. Okay. And now the mental patient attacks Marcus Dieter. He attacks with 5 dice, no special abilities. Okay, no problems here for Marcus. But we definitely gotta improve now. We are in some trouble here, there is no doubt about that. So Allison is first player now. And I'm not sure if I should go back, try to help these guys, or if I want to search that locker here. I mean, I still have the time. I'm standing next to it, so I think I might want to search that locker. And maybe I can then try to fight these monsters that are coming for me, simply because, yeah, I got to hold this area also clean before it becomes impossible. So I think I'm going to move 1 space, 2 spaces, then search the locker. So we're going to flip it. Okay, that's pretty good. So we might get more medicine here. I can roll 8 dice. Oh, shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now let's see. Well, that wasn't too great. We only have 2 successes, which allows me to take 1 medicine, and that's it. Okay. Azanapine. The good thing is that has 2 charges, so that is kind of cool. Yeah, now we got to move the cat, and because we're now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces away, we got to use a movement to go after Allison. So she will move 1 space, 2 space, and then she will try to open that door, which is barricaded. Okay. Well, fine. Marcus. Okay, so he definitely wants to... shit. We're in a pretty bad situation here, also because of this guy. I think I want to try to kill the slasher and then run away in this direction, so that this guy won't get me. Problem is that we have... yeah, still, I don't know what else to do. I think that's the way to do it now. So I could use my lobotomy spike. And by the way, now a new turn starts for me, so I can move this 1 space down. Yeah. Okay, I want to move my lobotomy spike, or use it, with 4 dice. And well, that's a mental patient. He's got 1 defense value, and he's got 4 life points. That is quite a bit. So I think now I want to use my insanity track here. So I can place a marker here now on space number 1. And I can do 4 things with this insanity. If I spend 1 sanity, I can add a so-called, or the so-called chaos die, and there is only a single die here, which will give me additional hits. Another option is I can add a defense die when I get attacked, which gives me shields, additional defense. One more option would be I could, I don't know what the name for this action is, but I could cause the monsters to all attack me and not other characters in the same space. That can be an advantage. And finally, but I can only do this if the warden is in the second tile, I can imagine lockers, and I can search these imaginary lockers, and that can be a powerful option then, but this is not possible yet. But I will add that chaos die. So that means I got now 4 dice. If you roll at least 1, 6, add a die, even you used sanity to add another one. No, that's bullshit. Even you used it. What? Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know that I can use sanity to add a die. That is something... no idea. Anyway, let's do it that way. Okay, that wasn't too good. Actually, that was shit. That would add +1 to all my die rolls. And that's a cool thing, but I don't think that this makes this a 6. I think it has to be a natural 6, actually. So I only have a single success, and that is simply taken by the defense of the mental patients. I also have a 1, which means I have to place a marker here, and that is bad. So you know what? I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to spend another action, raise my insanity, and I'm going to roll again here. Shit. This is just not good enough. So I lose 1 more. At least this time I do a single hit. But this is not looking good at all. Oh, shit. Well, the hit goes to this guy. I need 4 hits to kill him. I'm pretty sure I cannot kill him. I don't want to spend all my sanity here. Okay, honestly, I don't know what else to do. I'm going to take another sanity. Well, maybe I shouldn't do it. Shit, I don't know. I need to do 4 hits with my last action to kill this guy. I want to try it. So I'm going to add this thing again. Go for another attack here. And this is much better. Much, much better. So this time we do 3 hits. And we can re-roll, or we can add 2 dice. No, that's actually not true. I can add 1 die. If you roll at least 1 6, add a die. So I can add 1 die. Maybe I'm lucky. Shit, I'm not. So I did 2 more hits, but that's not enough to kill the guy. Was pretty unlucky with this so-called chaos die. Only a single success here. Well, that was bad. Obviously, very, very bad. I think I didn't roll another 1, so at least no more used marker on the lobotomy spike. What about Ridley? Well, she can now. She's in a better shape. So, okay, she's gonna try to kill that guy, and she really should be able to do that. I mean, this guy has no defense, only 3 life points. So I'm going to use my crowbar, 5 dice. Oh boy, What a terrible roll. Just a single hit. Another marker on the crowbar. I'm going to do a second attack. Fuck. I really hoped I could have killed this guy, but man. It's simply not going to work that way. By the way, I can bring this down one space. Okay, well, anyway, I'm gonna roll again, and okay, now I managed to kill it. That goes away. That means I can move these one space further, and now I got 2 actions left. Sadly, that's not enough to do another attack against him, except I would use this one, the Flame On. But seriously, this is so strong. I really don't know if I want to use that on this poor guy. But if I don't, Marcus will get attacked by 2 monsters. Which is also a pretty bad idea. Well, okay, I think I have to live with it. So I move 1, 2 spaces. And I think what I can do is, if that monster moves down here, Marcus has to survive the attack somehow. But then I can use Flame On against that space. And the bad part is that Marcus is before Alan. So that means he then still has to remain here for one more turn. Shit, this is all not looking good at all. I don't know. Let's think this through once more. I'm going to move down here with her, and then I'm going to activate my Flame On right away, which is a standard attack. So I'm going to place that marker here. Now that says 7 dice against that mental patient. And because of this I get an extra die. Because of the monster's mother. The defense is reduced by 1. And this is a ranged attack. It can go up to 2 spaces, so I can attack this guy. It's basically a complete waste, but it will at least leave then Marcus in the situation that he is alone with that scavenger in the next turn. He should be able to kill that guy and then try to move on. I think this is possibly the best idea. So we got 7 dice. Yeah, that's definitely good enough. We got 3 hits. So actually I would have had another die, but we're good here. And I killed a monster, so that means also that I can bring this actually down 1 space. And this is then it for now. And that is also then the end of the turn here. So let's see what we get. No event this time, but we have a boss monster appearing. That's a pretty big problem. And the warden will move. Okay, so let's move this guy. He moves to space 6, which is... which one? Is it that one? No, it isn't. It is this space here, okay. And then we have to spawn this boss monster And these are really bad guys. But before we do that, we actually have to resolve that red star event. Until the end of the turn, all slashers gain ethereal movement, ghostly attacks, and +1 action. That is pretty bad. That brings the slasher very close to Allison. But okay, she's prepared. She is in a really good shape. We got to remember that. And then I'm going to bring a boss into play. Okay, now this is one of the guys we don't want. It's the Antichrist or Antichrist. And yeah, he's really bad. You know, he's not just one of these smaller bosses. He's a big one. You can see this miniature here. Fantastic. And he's very dangerous. For example, he has 12 life points, 3 defense. He hits on a 3. He does a ton of damage. So, yeah, that is a pretty big issue here. 2, 7. So that means that guy, well, at least he's far away. That's a good thing. He's pretty far away. But I'm afraid we have to confront him if we want to move to that area here. Okay, no other monsters are spawned because we spawned a boss now. That means now we do the monster movement. Okay, here's an interesting point. The slashers gain ethereal movement. Now I think that simply means they can actually move through walls. Yeah, they can walk through obstacles and walls. Now the point is, he actually started here. Now I think he can move here. With the second action he can move here. And because he also has +1 action, that means he can also move through here. So he actually is standing right next to Allison. That's pretty horrible. She can only take 6 hit points. At least she's got 1 defense, but this is not good at all. So apart from that, the nun moves 1 space. And now these guys also move 2 spaces, and the Antichrist won't move this turn. And they are also pretty trapped here. We have the little girl here, the scavenger, the mental patient, and here the next scavenger is already coming. I see a lot of problems showing up here. Let's do 1 more turn. Well, actually, first we're going to get attacked here by the scavenger. Poor Marcus. Luckily, he's still not wounded. The scavenger attacks with 5 dice. And Marcus takes 2 hits. Okay. So, now Marcus goes first. So he will attack the scavenger. He's got to go for another one of these dice. At least this time there is no defense value, so he can attack with the lobotomy spike again. He uses these dice then, and if he's a little lucky... Oh shit. Only 2 hits. 2 hits for the scavenger. Marcus can do another attack, but he's in a lot of trouble now. He really is. Okay, well, we're going to do another attack then, and 4 dice. Okay, at least this thing is still usable, and we did 2 more hits, so that means the scavenger is killed. By the way, we can move this thing down because at the beginning of the turn, and then you can move this thing down once more. So that isn't so bad. But he only has 1 action left. Now, okay. Here's my idea. I'm going to try to move here, move with her also here, and open the door. Maybe the door is locked, because then this mental patient cannot enter. He can only move through unrevealed doors. If the door is open, we might have a problem, but that is something we will see then. So first I'm going to move with him here, and then it's her. Now instead of moving here, I'm going to try to help him here. So I'm going to move 2 spaces over here, reveal that door, and okay, the door is locked. By the way, these 2 go down 1 space at the beginning of my turn. Okay, so I guess I want to leave it that way. So that means that this guy will not attack us. I'm not sure if he will try to move then another way. I think he actually might try to do that. That would definitely be an advantage for us if he moves away here. Okay, so finally it's Allison, and oh shit, I forgot, she got attacked by this guy here. I forgot to do that attack roll. The slasher attacks Allison. She has, what is that runner? That doesn't sound good. I missed to check that. Wow, that's pretty horrible. During monster movement, the monster moves to the space of the nearest character in line of sight. So this guy is damn dangerous. Until now that didn't apply, there never was a character in line of sight, but this is really a pretty dangerous guy. And he will now attack, so let's see which way. Okay, he uses 7 dice. Critical strike. From what I remember, that means a 6 means 2 hits instead of only 1. Is that the same as the critical attack? Apply defense value on the roll. All remaining naturally rolled 6 inflict 2 damages. Well, I guess that's probably the same thing as the critical strike. Yeah. He hits on a 4 or higher with 7 die. That could actually, it could kill her. I really don't hope that's what happens. Let's see. Well, that's not too bad. No 6, that's pretty good. 3 hits, that's not good. But it's okay. It really is. It really is okay. We got a defense value here. So actually she only takes 2 hits. That could have been much worse. Much, much worse. Okay. So, and remember that was actually at the end of the last turn. So now she will do an attack. And she's going to use her rapid eye movement. So, I mean, if she combines, I think you actually can only use 1 item during a turn. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can only charge 1 item during each turn. She could not, for example, combine that with this. So, okay, I'm going to take some pills as an apine. And so as my first action, I'm going to now attack with 8 dice. And it gives me a +2 on my attack roll. Yeah, that's pretty amazing actually. And you know what? I'm gonna take a sanity and I'm gonna add a chaos die. Actually, I really should have thought about taking a protection die, a defense die, while I was attacked by the slasher. I was very lucky that I only took 2 hits there. So okay, we're gonna do this attack and hope for the best. And that is not the best, that's for sure. Actually, it's, well, I don't know. Okay, let's see. That means we hit on a 4+. So we do 4 hits. And the slasher has 2 defense, so that means he takes 2 damage. And actually we don't have any choice, we simply have to do it again. So I'm gonna discard now the Azenapine and I'm gonna use another sanity to add a chaos die, and we're gonna simply do the same thing again. That's our second action. That is also pretty bad. We have a +1, which is fantastic, but we also rolled 5 ones. So honestly, I think I'm rolling pretty bad during this whole game until now. We only did 1 hit here. This is ridiculous. And we got to do it again. I don't know what else to do. It is really painful to me, but so I got to activate now. I'm going to activate this. I think I'm going to activate actually the sertraline or discard it. Shit. And let's hope for the best. We need a better roll now. Again, what a bad roll. Again, only 3 hits. Wow, this is horrible. We got 6 hits from 1 to 3. Well, I mean, okay, that's only 1 hit, so that means the guy takes 4 hit points. I'm going to place them here. And that means that he is in perfect shape and that he can attack us now, which is something I definitely wanted to avoid. The cat will open the door with 3 actions, and that is it then. Okay, so these bad rolls, they can easily kill her. That was just horrible. That is then the end of the hero's action. So now we got to activate the monsters again. Draw a card, no event this time again. I got a blue one. Door tokens will be poured on the door spaces of rooms containing characters. Well, in this case, I'm no longer in this room, so I will not place a door token there. And yeah, I don't think here this also won't apply here. So therefore I think I'm fine there. But let's see, there are now 3 elite monsters in the game, and according to my house rule, it is not allowed that there are more than 3 elite monsters, or then more than elite monsters equal to the number of players in the game. So that means I will not spawn another elite monster, but instead I will spawn these suckers down here, which means we got a scavenger. Okay, that is very bad, because this guy will show up right next to Allison. At least he will not move this turn. And we got a mental patient. Oh boy. 10. That is not much. Well, that's not so bad. He shows up there. Then we got to move all these guys. And again, we don't move the ones that just spawned. I always forget that. Okay, there goes Allison. Pretty sure she will die now. Well, first there is actually a priority which order the monsters attack. The bosses attack first, then the elite monsters, then the standard monsters. So in this case that means the slasher will attack first. Allison will take a sanity. Well, actually, I'm not even sure if she should do that. Well, why not? I mean, she's in such a bad shape, but she will do it anyway. And that gives her this die, and the die gives her protection if she's lucky. So let's see how that guy will attack. That is a 3. Okay, so again 7 dice. A 6 does 2 damage, but only after they are cancelled. And then we got to roll this one here. Okay, well, at least not only Allison rolls poorly, we hit on a 4. No damage. Wow, that was crazy. And then it's the slasher or the scavenger with 5 dice. Now I actually consider I take another time I take that special die here, the defense die, and so we take 5 hits and no hit 2. So we're really lucky. It's unbelievable that she actually survived that. But it's basically pretty much as unbelievable that the slasher survived her massive attacks. But okay, I mean that changes things quite a bit. She might be now able maybe to kill these two guys in the next turn if she's a little more lucky. She's got this Temet's palm. That gives her 3 attacks. And, well, should be absolutely possible to destroy the scavenger with a single attack and a slasher. If she's a little more lucky, yeah, I think she can also kill that guy. So then there is only this guy remaining, but that's a mental patient. So maybe we can actually make it. These two guys, well, they can now open the door. That guy moved away here. He tries to enter here. And, well, they can open the door. That should be fairly easy. And then run down here, or move down here. There is only the mental patient. It's not great, but okay, I think we can survive an attack from him. And then maybe we can make it through here, through this door. The problem is, somehow, we also got to deal with this thing. And that's a problem. The Antichrist is over there. It's not looking good at all anymore. Maybe we can lure him away or something. I don't know. I think this will change into a very, very cruel session for the hero players. Okay, hope to see you then or on lonesomegamer.com. Bye.